Hi, I'm Adrian Lacey. I'm the IP Development Director for Montpellier Studios, and you are watching Eurogamer.
This is the story of four strangers who had somehow come to help a young German soldier find his love. But
Greetings gamers, Ian from Eurogamer here, and I'm fresh back from a press trip to Paris where Ubisoft was showing off its upcoming digital content. Valiant Hearts, The Great War, a game set in the trenches of World War I, was one of the most eye-catching games on show. So I pulled Ubisoft's Adrian Lacey aside and asked him to explain exactly what went on in this version of World War I.
It's very much a comic book style, sort of a European comic book style, and then bringing those characters to life off the page and through interaction. We obviously use puzzle mechanics, so it's a 2D puzzle adventure game is probably the best way to describe it. So you'll go through different characters. You've got 5 different characters. Here we're showing 2 of the characters. We're talking about Emile, who's a French cook, who's been captured by the Germans, and Freddy, who's loosely based on the African-American soldier from World War I, even though the Americans came a little bit later, called Freddie Stowers, who won the Medal of Honor in 1991, 70 years after he died. So these 2 characters both have this unique gameplay style. Emile's a little bit more puzzle-orientated. Freddie's a little bit more hardcore and hands-on and likes to blow up stuff. And during your journey, those stories will intertwine, those characters will intertwine as they're trying to do their ultimate goal of bringing Emile's daughter with her love, a young German soldier called Karl, together. That's the basic premise.
How are the 5 playable characters controlled? Are you given control of them in a linear manner, or do you hot swap between them whenever you like?
No, not at all. Each character has their story and their reason for being part of the war, and that's how we're dealing with World War, is that each character has their own story to tell and their own reason for being in it, whether it was chosen or not. But they're all brought together through this link for love of these 2 people, of these 2 young people, and through Walt. I call him Walt, and he's the little dog who takes you through the journey. What's interesting is all the elements that we sort of put in the game are all based on real facts and are very authentic. So dogs were heavily used in the trenches, not just to send messages to each other, but they were also used to create empathy for the soldiers, to remember what it was like to be a person, because obviously war is very traumatic.
The graphical style and animation for Valiant Hearts is what caught my eye initially. Can you talk a little bit about the artistic production?
It uses our UbiArt framework engine, which was originally developed by Michel himself for Rayman Origins, Rayman Legends, Fiesta Run, Child of Light, and of course Valiant Hearts. Basically, it's a way in Montpellier. It's developed in the Montpellier studio. We're very artistic heavy in Montpellier. We have some great artists, and it allows us to develop and bring art to life, and essentially, and that's kind of the feel to it. Paul Tumliar, the creative and artistic director, when he started playing with the idea of World War I, he drew some initial concepts which look very similar to this, as you see behind me, and it really inspired us to try and take it to the next level. And over time, over the last couple of years, we started looking at it and we decided, okay, let's go for it. Let's see how we can bring World War I to life. It's not the easiest subject in the world to deal with, and we started playing with the character and the narrative and really trying to see how we could intertwine this story and take you from 1914 to 1918.
Although the game is comic book style in appearance and this presentation has been rather light-hearted, I can't help but feel there might be a darker tone to the game which will become apparent in the final version, considering its setting and all. Am I right, or does the game steer away from the deeper psychological effects of war?
There is, it's kind of that black comedy. I suppose for people who know England, there's this darker side to the humor. Now, war is very a traumatic experience, and in the most traumatic side, natural human instinct is to create humor. So we play with that caricature and that characterization of the characters, of the environment, with the dog, playing with the dog, and create that sort of pull and push. So you've got the heavy emotion of the war, but then you've got those sort of lighter moments of humor where you're stroking your dog and you're getting through a map.
So there you go, Valiant Hearts: The Great War. It makes great use of the UbiArt engine to bring its comic book style to life, and it looks like it will be a very nice, solid platformer stroke puzzler. I'm just hoping for a story that isn't too light-hearted though, a game set in that era focusing on real people's survival in the most horrific of situations needs a dark emotional storyline if it wants to stick with people long after they've played it. But don't let the dog die, Ubisoft, yeah? I don't think I could take that. Thanks for watching, and as always, if you've liked what you've seen, please do give us a subscribe by clicking on that on-screen annotation. We've got plenty more exclusive gameplay previews and interviews coming all the time, as well as interactive live streams galore. Oh, lovely. Goodbye.
Some made it. Some did not. Here are their stories.